Welcome to day 23. It's our last Sunday together with restorative or relaxation yoga. I hope that last week you were able to go through and maybe perform some of your favorite, or even just get into one pose and just hold it there and do a little bit of meditation. This week I'm going to add 4 more poses for you to try. So make sure you have your blankets and your bolsters and your tie or your strap, whatever you need to get yourself comfortable. The first one that we're going to do is going to be side lying pose. So you're going to need your bolster or your blanket or pillows or something stacked up beside you. You're going to need your blanket. And again, just to get yourself into a nice comfortable position, this one's quite easy. You pull the pillow or bolster in nice and tight, leaning over the side, reaching your arm all the way out and using your upper arm as a rest position. And again, finding whatever's comfortable. You've got your blanket between your knees so that they're stacked and you're really feeling a nice little stretch. You might want to go higher with your pillows and then even have a small pillow underneath your head. Whatever is comfortable for you. All right, depending on how much of a stretch you need. I want to make sure that your hips are on the ground though, and that you're doing a nice arc in your rib cage all the way over. So then you're going to hold this pose for however long is comfortable for you. You can pause the video, keep it here. This is really good for people who have scoliosis. So you can try this on both sides and see if you can stretch out all those tight muscles that have developed. And breathe deeply. When you're ready to switch to the other side, you can bring yourself up. Slowly switch the pillow to the other side. Bring your legs around. And again, bringing the pillow up nice and close to your hip. Reaching your arm out. Making sure your hip is down, your knees are stacked. And leaning over. Try to keep that top shoulder rolled open and not too far forward. You want to stay in a nice open position. So even maybe placing your upper arm onto your hip. Breathing deeply, melting into it. Pause the video if you like and hold it here as long as you like. And now that we're done, we're going to come up and we're going to get ourselves into hero's pose, which can be a little bit more difficult. So again, just do whatever you feel is comfortable for you. You're going to come up onto your knees. You're going to bring the bolster lengthwise behind you. You're going to have a blanket or rolled up another pillow or something, and you're going to place it in between your legs and squeeze your knees together, pinching that, and then taking it basically so that your feet are kind of coming out on either side. So you're sitting on the blanket or the bolster between your legs. Your feet are open so that your bum or the back of your legs are not touching your heels. Your heels are pointed up, but your knees are situated together. You might need for this pose a couple more pillows stacked on top of each other. Just depends on how deep you feel you can go and how much of a stretch you want in your quadriceps. So pull that pillow in nice and tight and slowly, using your arms, start to lay back, keeping your knees down. Now if this is too much for your knees, again, you may need to have a ton of pillows up here and you may only be leaning back this far. As long as your knees are staying down and there's no pain. That's the key. But if you can slowly start to work your way down into a comfortable position, laying nice and long on your pillow. You can grab onto your heels. Breathe deep in your chest and feel a nice quadriceps stretch. Pause the video here if you like. be done holding the position as long as is comfortable for you. Slowly roll your chin, come up onto your elbows, up onto your hands, and come up and out of the pose. And again, this one is very deep into your quads, so just be careful. You might need even a blanket underneath your knees if you're finding it's difficult for you. Excellent. Now our next pose is going to be fish pose. I don't think we've actually ever done fish pose before. It's another another back bend that you can do. It's on your back. This one, what we're going to do is, again, leaning back onto our back. Our legs are going to come straight out in front. Your bum is on the ground, and you want it so that the top of the pillow is right at your shoulder height. So when you drop your head is going to actually roll off the pillow, and the top of your head should be touching the ground. Going nice and deep. Your palms can be facing up. I want your bum to be on the ground, so again, adjust the pillow as you need to. Your bum should be on the ground, and the top of your head should be resting gently on the ground. It's great for the spine, excellent for the chest. There should be no pain in your neck. Legs are relaxed out in front. If there's any pinching in your lower back, you might want to bend your knees up a little bit if you find that that's a little bit easier on you. You can also put a roll or a blanket or something underneath your knees. You're going to breathe deeply into your chest here. You're going to hold this pose as long as you'd like. Pause the video. And when you're ready, come back and join us for our last pose. Good. So let's slowly come up, rolling our neck, coming up onto our elbows, and coming out of the pose. We don't need our pillow for this one, but we will need a little bit of a blanket. If you want to have two blankets, one can go under your bum. We're going to do a modified legs up the wall cobbler pose. So one can go under your bum and one can go under your head. So find a spot on the wall, placing your blanket right up against it. So I'm going to get you to grab your strap. And like we did that very first week in restorative yoga, I want you to take your strap, place it around behind you, or your tie or whatever it is, around your back, your lower back or your hips. Then take the other end and place it around your feet and get yourself kind of already into that cobbler's pose. This one can be a little bit tricky to get into, so again, just take your time, bringing yourself as close to your wall as possible, having your blanket up against the wall, into a small little fetal position here. Bring that blanket right in close onto your arm, and then roll yourself up onto your blanket. Just getting nice and comfortable, making sure your bum is as close to the wall as possible. You're going to now tighten that strap as much as you can. So basically, you're trying to get yourself into a nice cobbler's pose up the wall. If you need to put a pillow or a blanket underneath your neck to bring it in, you can go ahead and do that. So sitting nice and comfortable here, you're going to bring your palms up on either side of you. We're going to leave in this pose today. We're going to finish off in this pose today, so make sure you're comfortable and you're warm and you're breathing deeply, trying to clear your mind, relax your body, let gravity do the work here. If you're really uncomfortable and you don't want to finish your meditation here, then you can just roll off onto your side and then get yourself into a nice comfortable meditation position. But if you can finish off today here for the next few moments, then please do so. I'm going to leave you with your thought for today. Be the change that you want to see in the world. Have a beautiful and balanced day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.